So the Washington Mystics owner came out on CNN last week after Time Magazine selected Caitlin Clark as the athlete of the year. There's been a lot of controversy with her statements, but let's focus on the owner for a moment because the things she said on CNN was insane, out of touch with reality, acting like the WNBA should not be held accountable for the lack of growth, for the reasons why we don't care about the WNBA. Right now, the main talking points in their sports is still Caitlin Clark. You can mention Juju Watkins and Asia Wilson's recent Nike deal, but outside of that, is anyone paying attention to the WNBA? Let's be honest. NBA, NFL, college football, that is at the top of the food chain right now today, whether you like it or not. And to make matters worse for the WNBA, they have never made a profit. They're like, people who live off the government. They depend on the NBA to keep their league alive. They lose an average of $10 million per year. They're losing another $50 million this year on top of it. So when I look at the WNBA and you see an owner going on CNN and acting surprised of why fans have not paid any attention until this season, are you just blind to the reality in front of you? Do you not look at the facts and act like maybe we should hold ourselves to a higher standard? Maybe we should market our players a lot better? Or just maybe you now have somebody that people actually care about. Now, let's see what the Mystics owner, Sheila Johnson, had to say about this.
Almost 28 years to get to the point where we are now. And this year, something clicked with the WNBA. And it's because of the draft of the players that came in. It's just not.
It clicked because Caitlin Clark came into the WNBA. Not trying to take any credit away from Angel Reese, because I know she has a huge social media following. But at the end of the day, Caitlin Clark was the main reason.
Caitlin Clark, it's Reese. We have so much talent out there that has been unrecognized. And I don't think we can.
It's been unrecognized because nobody's been watching your product. That's why. Up until this point, nobody cared. You can be mad at the fans all you want. People just didn't watch your product.
Just pin it on one player.
There has been, this phrase has been couched, hasn't it? The Caitlin Clark effect. Why do you think that has been the case?
Well, I want to be very diplomatic about this. It's just the structure of the way media plays out race. I'm going to be very honest.
And here we go with race baiting today. You have Stewie, who's white. You have Sabrina Ionescu. They don't get the same amount of attention. So is it really that? Or is it because nobody was watching? Nobody cared about the WNBA. I hate to break it to you. The attendance was not the same until Caitlin Clark came into your league. It has nothing to do with her race. It just has everything to do with the way she plays basketball. She can shoot the three ball. She plays at a fast pace. She gives you excitement. And people just like Caitlin Clark. That's how marketing works. You mentioned earlier about talent and that, it can't be just one player. Go back to the 80s in the NBA where the league was down until Magic and Bird came into the NBA. And then it was down and then Michael Jordan took over and then LeBron James and Kobe. So again, we got to stop and act like a player can't change things when they can. And you have a perfect opportunity to praise Time Magazine for giving the WNBA a spotlight. But you want to just dismiss what Caitlin Clark has done. Just such a dumb idea here.
I'm going to be very honest. I feel really bad because I've seen so many players of color that are equally as talented, and they never got the recognition that they should have. And I think
you feel really bad about it. What have you been doing this whole time in 27 years? And now again, I don't know how long she's been a co-owner of the Mystics. I know I said owner earlier, so let me correct that statement. But what have you done to help move the league forward? Caitlin Clark gave players like Cheryl Swoops credit, and you don't want to say anything about that. She gave Black athletes credit in her Time Magazine statements. But let's not talk about that whatsoever. You feel bad for the talent. What are you doing about it? What type of recognition are you looking for in these players? Like, what should the media do? Tell us, what are your ideas? You're just spewing out a bunch of nonsense here.
And I think right now, it is time for that to happen. So last night, we read Time Magazine where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said, the WNBA is the league of the year because of all the talent that we have? Because
I'm curious, does the NBA say to these big time magazines, hey, we should include the entire league instead of a guy like LeBron James or Michael Jordan as athlete of the year? That is not how it works. She's out of touch here. She has no idea what she's talking about. And I'm going to give a league that has never made any profits an award when you haven't proven anything yet, when you live off the NBA profits. Come on now. Let's just stop the cap. It makes no sense. I bet you if Asia Wilson, Angel Reese, or let's say Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, these type of athletes got this award, she's not saying a word. The hate on Caitlin Clark is insane to me because she can literally help your league get better. But you're over here acting like, oh, it's because of race. And I hate that conversation. If you're here to have that, go somewhere else. This is not the channel for you. Because a lot of times people act like I can't work for something because all of a sudden I'm getting some type of privilege. No. That's not how it works. I earn everything, just like other people earn everything in life. Do I think that racism is not a thing in America? No, I'm not going to go that far. But to act like I have some type of privilege here is insane to me. Caitlin Clark earned everything she got. So we've got to stop the nonsense here. Caitlin Clark is going to help your league get better, yet here you are trying to bring race into the equation. It's just ludicrous. And this is why I believe if the WNBA doesn't get a hold of this talking point, they're never going to grow like they want because you're holding on to ideas that doesn't help you get better. We're seeing the decline in the NBA. I believe part of it is politics, whether you want to accept that or not. People don't want to see politics on their screen. People don't want to see race baiting on the screen. They would just want to talk about basketball. Why can't we just have those conversations instead of making it a bigger deal than it needs to be? That's all I'm saying. And this is another example of why the WNBA seems like they don't know how to promote their players and help this league get better. Caitlin Clark gave plenty of the older players credit. And that's great, but you don't want to point it out. You just want to talk about this whole nonsense. So, well, why can't our league get the exposure? You got somebody from the WNBA getting all this attention, and this is the talking point you want to use. Man, they just can't ever get it right, it seems. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what the Washington Mystics co-owner had to say about Caitlin Clark. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.